nice to see you, or it's nice that you're seeing me. Today, I would like to introduce you to a good friend of mine, and hopefully, you enjoy this. This is my really good friend.
Hi.
This is Sweet Pea.
Hi. Hi.
Um, anyways, so you are here in Brattleboro for a couple of days
Yes.
because I invited you over and
That's
stuff.
right. Thanks
But,
for the invite.
But where are you from originally?
Grew up in Buffalo, New York.
Nice.
Spent till I was about 18 there, and then hopped in a car and went to LA to go try to do what I'm still currently doing and be in music. But yeah, Buffalo raised me and raised me right, and I'm there playing music for the summer. So it was yeah, I gotta come here. Gotta
Yeah.
be Northeast represent.
Represent.
Mm-hmm.
We met in Austin, Texas.
We
Which
did.
Is pretty far away from here. Austin, Texas. And you played for like thousands of people the other day, right?
It's
Like
true.
3,000
It's
people?
true. It's
Yeah.
just the momentum. It ebbs and flows, and I think it urges a creative type to stick in the ball game because, like, a lot of times it's just been fruitless, or I feel creatively like things aren't rolling that well, or and so there's always that part that says you could give up, but here I am. It's been 22 years I've been performing now, and this year has just been one that's opened up its arms and said, keep going, Sweet Pea, keep going, Pamela, like, got to keep this train moving. So, yeah, a couple thousand people the other day, and hopefully a fall tour is happening. And kind of sidestepping the images of what you kind of think coming up even 20 years ago or even 10 years ago, it was still like, who's going to scout you from a record label? Who's going to take you? Sony brought me to Nashville and made a record that never saw the light of day. And so I always kind of had this kind of control thing that I thought someone else had to help bring it to me. And since this autonomous kind of mindset has come in of that, no, I'm the master of this soul, I'm the master of this fate. It got me picking up the guitar again, got me picking up the ukulele again, and just wanting to have fun. I forgot about the fun. My bad. That's my bad, But it's fun again, and now it seems that people and audiences are registering that the fun is back,
Yeah. It's back, and it's good. It's. I feel like you said, it comes and goes, and now it's here, and this is your year, the year of the sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have the shirt.
Oh, the sheep shirt.
Oh,
Darn.
sheep.
It's because Peace,
Sheep
Love, and
goes
Rock
up.
is definitely one that I like to promote.
That's
more.
a really nice shirt too.
Yeah.
You have really good taste in. Look at that necklace too, and stuff to wear and stuff. But,
Thanks.
But
It
one of
finds
the things
me.
that I really like about your performance is that you're really funny, and I feel like that is really important. It's my business being funny.
Yeah.
And you don't see it often, so it's really
You're good
nice.
at it. Does that make you a double threat, or because what's the triple? Well, I guess if you show up, that's one. Yeah, keep them entertained in between. I don't like to tell jokes because I noticed early on that I didn't have the knack for it. But when what I do love, every show has its different energy, whether it's 10 people in the room or 10,000, but doing the natural off the cuff interactions. It's like you can't premeditate who's going to be there and how it's going to go. But if you just let it ride and stay, not to bring in the yoga concept of saying stay present, be present, but it really is that. And the humor will unfold if you allow the situation to present itself. It's forced humor for me. It is what I tried to do, and it was like, I got to stop this. This is embarrassing for everyone. But when I just started observing what was already there and playing with that's the fun. That's that's the humor. It finds you. So, thanks for saying that. Takes one to know one, I think is what they think.
And I agree with that. I love improv comedy. It's like my go thing.
Right.
I can write a joke and it's funny and it's like, oh, that's pretty clever, but doesn't feel as good because the people around me were not there when I wrote the joke.
Right.
So it's not as funny.
Right.
So I just put jokes in my head and stuff. And now, all right. One thing about Pamela that you should know, or Sweet Pea, is that she's pretty. Pamela, I'm gonna say your name more because that's more.
Yes, because it is what I
So your
perform
name
under.
again,
Pamela Ryder, RYDER.
How can people find you? First
Pamela Ryder, RYDER.org, because I'm non-for-profit, which is another
check
fun
it out.
conversation. But yeah, so yeah, that's my musical name, always has been. But funny about Sweet Pea, and maybe viewers will enjoy this. I was given that name as an organic gardener in Austin, Texas, because, you got to pay the bills, and that was a great way to do it, and still is for me. But, for Sony Records at one point was pursuing me and I them. And for 3 years, if you sign that magic line and they decide to shelve you or it's not the right time, for them it was too many blondes were in the business. And so I was like, no, Miranda Lambert's coming up or this person's coming up right now. So too many blondes. Do you want to dye your hair red? And I was like, no, I mean, have you heard this? This is what it's about. So Sweet Pea is actually became this gift that someone gave it to me as my name at a job I had. But then I started to have to perform under it, so I couldn't have any legal problems for the 3 years that I was technically under contract. So I was Sweet Pea around Austin, then Sweet Pea's ukulele night started, Sweet Pea this, and then people never associated with that. So I had a separate Sweet Pea website. I had a Pamela Ryder website.
So smart.
Yeah. So that you kind of, how to hide in daylight, it's like, I got a couple names, let's use them. Yeah.
So Sweet Pea is a super talented individual. She also teaches yoga, talking about spiritual stuff.
Yes.
And that's a really big
Hatha.
part of your life.
Yes, it is.
Spirituality. Can you tell me
Yeah.
what is your spiritual
Well,
connection?
the cool part is that, again, it's almost like things find you. You have to deal with what's coming at you presently. And it was gardening that got me to yoga. And I went for my permaculture certification in the Catskills at this Shivananda ashram. And as a permaculturist, you study a group of people or a country or the climate, the microclimates, and then you decide what would best suit this culture. Now, for the yogi, they have to eat organic food. They only eat vegetables. It's a vegetarian diet, sattvic diet. So it was us brainstorming how to make 77 acres they had in the Catskills, developing it slowly with fruit trees and vegetables so they could stop depending on trucks bringing it into all the way this hard mountain road. And so it came from that necessity. But then as I was there, I fell in love with the yogic lifestyle. And I didn't realize that music was such a central part of it. There's 4 main paths of yoga if you're studying Hatha yoga, classical yoga. And Bhakti is the devotional path of yoga, and that is singing, kirtan music. And so at that time, it was right after the Sony deal, and I was licking my wounds, man. I didn't know if, I was like, obviously I'm not supposed to be in music. I obviously, even though I loved it so much, it was just the timing and everything was so terrible. So I went there to almost get away from that kind of industry, and sure enough, Sanskrit singing every morning, 6 o'clock every morning. And what a day, just like a way to start your day. It was just like, oh my gosh, I can't get away from music. And then to have these South Indian women and gentlemen sit and take the time with me, and these swamis, an actual swami, sit with me and teach me the harmonium and the concept of the breath through Sanskrit and vibration of music. Well, it kind of changed my whole mind frame. What was I doing with popular music and the rock music I'd been doing? It's kind of like stand and deliver. And this was a call and response. How to have people end up feeling as good as you do. You leave with this adrenaline thing, no matter you're coming off stage, wherever you're doing. You're like, there's that little spike. Yeah. And now you're giving people the opportunity to come and have that with you. And people feel better. Once they get in the rhythm, like first people are like, oh, I'm not doing that. And then you're like, well, and I guess this concert's over. And they're like, oh, well, okay, then we'll do a response. Okay. And then next thing you know, they're smiling, their posture changes. It's just, it becomes an open thing that you get to almost intimately know this and these and people around you just by sharing your voices and bringing them together. So when I saw that concept in 2010, I said, how do I bring that to the juke joints? How do I bring that to the bars? That's where I have to play, and that's the arena of where I have to play for my other part of my profession and musically. But then I started doing these kirtan, and they don't call them concerts, they're offerings. And it's you don't applaud in between songs. It's like you put the vibration out and then let it roll. And I swear, a more peaceful thing, life is possible when I see people coming together and singing together. Everyone leaves with a smile on their face. Yeah. And so, yes, I teach the asana part, but music is a huge part. It really is. So it's great to be a proponent and teaching people that. And people are like, Sanskrit? What is that? And it's like, well, it's a dead language. That's why a lot of people don't know. I mean, it's not really been around. But unchanged for 5,000 years in these songs and these melodies, that you almost hear the lineage. You almost feel the depth of it right away. It goes without saying that it's registering some part of you. When people only had the day to sit in a cave and witness how vibration became, sound, how these things reverberate into the being, they came up with some great stuff, and it's not had to change. And so you don't need to know what the what it means. And I do tell people, I put the translation of in English, and it's very phonetic, beautiful language. But most of the times, all the concepts have been so universal and untouched for so long that there's nothing that needs heart. Yeah, there's nothing I need to do there. Just simply be the vehicle.
Exactly.
Be the vehicle for the teaching. So.
And by you saying this stuff, even if I don't understand it, it's like affecting my vibrational. It's
right.
affecting my vibrational state that
sure.
I'm in.
And also the surrender of it. It's like not being caught to any one thing of saying it's supposed to be this or it's supposed to be that. It's saying a complete surrender. I'm here right now. I'm participating in this right now. Mm-hmm. So, it's made me more open as a musician. I am more fearless in any scenario. I used to have I still have that excited jitter, but it's not the am I enough? Mm-hmm. I know that I'm being taken care of as long as my intention is good. And that's how I enter a space now. So that's how yoga has really affected if I'm playing a corner bar to a bunch of drunks or if I'm playing some of the most spiritual people that I've ever met. It's like there's my intention is the same. So it doesn't matter. Take me off any one path one way or the other, Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's beautiful. Sweetpea is a really beautiful person inside and out. You're really beautiful.
Thank you.
And I really like that you're my friend. So I want to give you something because, I feel like a lot of people, like, do you have a dream place you can play music at? Like a place you like, if I could play at this place anywhere on earth, like even if it's just two people, or like where in the world or anywhere in the universe would you like to play?
In the universe. See, that's funny you say that because I was trying to actualize a dream and I just would put, I want to share music all over the world. And I've never gotten to a specific, of course there's a dream of like singing jazz throughout Europe. So then there's that kind of dream. Then there's like the Nelson Mandela Foundation in Africa that if I could go and be part of the concert that raises money for something that's educating, orphans, or, it's like if I could also just stick in a city. I lived in San Francisco for a couple of years, and it's like the eclectic scenarios of where I could sing, they were already ready for me. I didn't have to convince them that this was music worth listening to or worth doing. So I loved that. But I love Buffalo, New York so much. I have to tell you, it's one of the most musical towns. Yes, again, the amount of artists that have been plugging away for so many years. It's so rich. You want honky tonk, you go to this corner. You want jazz. It's been alive since the turn of the century there, So it's a wealth of information and such a different variety that I could see a different kind of mix every night of the week. And I can also explore and become part of those musical realms. It's a welcoming community of just open arms. And yeah, it's my hometown, but I haven't lived there for now almost the better part of my life. But it is going back and being constantly surprised of how this guy actually said to me the other day, he said, Buffalo should make their t-shirt, prepare to be surprised. And that's like, it's true. It really is. There's something for everybody. And in every race, every culture is kind of represented there. So yeah.
I want to be surprised in Buffalo.
I want you to be surprised up there. I'll get you onto our public broadcasting station. I still have some.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
I love public access because it allows people to do crazy stuff. And one crazy thing that I want to do is, not seriously though, like if it could be a place, like a landmark.
If I could be a landmark?
No, a land, or like a beautiful, what are those places called? Like the Great Wall of China,
Oh, give me Kauai then.
Where?
Kauai, Hawaii. Kauai. It's also like one of the most, like the volcanic activity that was there. It's like the most rich, fertile ground. And it's one of the almost untouched islands. But there's still enough people coming. But if I could sit and play my ukulele there all day, I'm not sure I would ever leave that island.
Well, I would like to take you there.
Okay.
Can I take you there?
I would love it.
Yes.
Oh, did you just feel that breeze?
Wow, and the sound of the ocean is amazing. How can I?
Oh, thanks for transporting me. This is I needed this. I really did need this. Thanks. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I want to check it out really quick because it seems really nice. Whoa! Holy!
Surf's up.
This is like pretty good. Yeah, I am glad that you took us to this place. Look at that little fish over there. It's weird. It's a fish walking.
Yeah. He's walking on his
It's a
fins.
fake fish. It's not a real fish. That's cool. Well, yeah, you want to play a song or something?
I'd love to.
Alright, cool. I'll just listen.
This is a little song I wrote called Lover's Lane. Bus is late again, I hate control. Beneath the city's mercy, pushed and pulled. I wallow for a while in self-pity, but someone's always got it worse than me. I breathe and touch this kind of pain. Eats too much and won't refrain. Cold concrete paved a lover's lane. If that's the truth, what a shame. Hard times can be found. Never looked that hard. A rebel's mission is to burn out fast. Conforming's boring, I can't stay on task. See, blue is green, is red, is right or wrong. And black and white is not where I belong. I breathe and touch this kind of pain. Eats too much and won't refrain. Cold concrete paint, lover's lane. That's the truth. What a shame. Hard times can be found. Never looked that hard. Hard times can be found. Oh, never looked that
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's really
Best
nice.
audience of one ever. Thank you.
Glad that, cool. Well, now, how does it feel to be in Hawaii, coming back now? Instant. It's interesting because you can be there, or you can be in heaven. Look at heaven all around you.
They say heaven is a place on earth.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So I feel pretty heavenly all the time. I
That's
mean,
good.
really.
That is true.
Yeah.
And you can make it heaven.
Yes, you
anytime
can.
If you want to.
Yeah.
It's really
Peace
up
is
to you.
always there. It's whether or not we veil it or not, you know.
And in these times of craziness, people, I would like to tell you something that she does that makes her happy, and that I do in my way too. Meditate. I'm sure you do that.
I do.
Do some yoga for your body.
Do a
Also
little.
do too. You sing even though you're not the best.
That's true.
You play
Loudly.
music even though you're not the best.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just smile, and that's just people like that.
Yeah.
So
It's all right being average.
it
And
really
it's
is.
all right to excel at some things. But try it all. Try it all.
You heard it from us.
That's right.
Just try it all.
Listen to us, Wesley.
Be the best that you can be. And
Serve,
I
love,
don't know. I
give.
don't want to tell you what to do because it's not like you should do whatever you want. But this is something that happens and stuff. Well, Sweet Pea, it's been really nice.
My pleasure. Thank you for
have you,
bringing me in here, talking to my buddy in a Awesome studio. Thanks. This is great, and good luck with the show. I hope it keeps going.
Yeah. Watch out! There's a shark behind
Oh
you.
no!
There's a shark.
Oh
go.
no!
So it's gone now. Okay.
Sushi
That was
time.
scary. That was
Sushi
really
time.
scary.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go sushi.
All
We're gonna go. So
Gotta
see
go.
you later.
Sake and sushi.
Follow her, Pamela Ryder. She's pretty awesome, and maybe she'd be in town sometime.
That's
Anyways,
right.
I love you very much, and
Bye, Vermont.
bless your hearts.